Art is too important not to share. Welcome to the Allie and Callie Artcast.
Hi, this is Allie.
And I'm Callie, and we're with the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance. Hello!
Hello!
Guess what?
What?
Allie, guess what?
What?
I'm going to be a grandma!
No way! Oh my God, that's so exciting!
I am so excited. I've known for quite a while, and we were told not to say anything for a while, but I got the okay, so I'm announcing it to our fans.
Woohoo!
And I'm going to be a grandma, and she'll be arriving. She'll be arriving.
They're having a girl? Oh my goodness!
She will be arriving in the end of January, and we are very excited. And right as of now, they're still going to live in our house, which I'm very excited about because they couldn't find a house.
They'll be right there. Right?
I'm happy. So
Yay.
she will, Ellie and Jackson are having a baby, and she will go live with her parents, maybe a little bit, to be with her mom in the beginning. But then they're going to live with us probably the first year until they can find a house.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Oh my goodness.
So I have to clean out my basement.
Well, I can tell
they already live there.
I can tell you from a little over a year's experience that grandmotherhood is wonderful.
Best. I can't wait. It's going to take over my life.
I spent the day or the afternoon with Hendrix yesterday.
Oh,
he is so stinking cute.
He is cute. Yeah.
I can hardly stand it.
I know. So
if you go up to him and say, "Give me a kiss," he comes at you with his mouth open.
like a fish. Oh my God, they're so cute. I cannot wait. So
yeah. Yay.
So that's my news.
Well, good.
I've been keeping the lid on it for a while, but now I'm like, everyone knows, all the family knows, so yay.
Well, I'm pretty excited about our guest today, Victoria Hiraoka.
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 Hiraoka. It's fun to say.
It's fun to say.
I know. Well, welcome, Victoria.
Yes. Welcome, Victoria.
Hello, all. Hello.
Victoria has the Chef Wives Club.
That's right.
I do. I married a Japanese master sushi chef. Hence the name Hiraoka.
It must be terrible. Terrible.
You know what?
Terrible.
My life doesn't suck. I'm not going to lie.
I'm like, I can't even imagine.
You could have sushi every
night.
day.
I would love that. I mean, it's good.
It is good. I was going to say it, but who could have sushi every day? And then I thought, no, I actually can.
Yeah. I know. You might get tired of it, but if it's really good.
But there's so many different kinds of sushi. So
correct. And this is that's a really good segue into what type of sushi he does. So we met, just a little thing. We met about, 12 years ago, 13 years ago. I knew his family for like 20 years. And somehow we didn't meet for some reason, who knows,
right?
Met on Facebook through whatever, and then he likes to say that we met through Facebook. That's his whole whatever.
Yeah.
And so, but when we started dating, we both lived in Southern California in the Orange County beach area, Laguna Beach, to be specific.
Oh, Laguna Beach! I love Laguna Beach.
Everybody loves. I mean, there's nothing not to love about Laguna Beach. So we both grew up there. We both grew up at the beach town. So we're very, very Orange County flip-flop type people. And so the type of sushi that he makes is very clean and crisp and very West Coast, very, very fresh.
Yum.
And just very bright flavors as opposed to just a whole bunch of stuff on your sushi to cover the fish. Like, who wants that?
Yeah.
I don't maybe add a microgreen, a little splash of lime, a little sea salt, boom, done. That's what it should be. It should enhance the flavors. So we were living in Laguna Beach, and this company called Discoveryland Company kept on kind of knocking on our door for a couple of years, wanting us to join their family of developments, one being here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Some love it, some hate it. It is what it is, called Gazer Ranch and Lake Club.
Right.
And so we kept on saying, no. There's about 25 all over the world.
Oh.
And so there's one in the Palm Springs area. Or actually, there's two in the Palm Springs area. If you watch the Beverly Hills Housewives, Kyle lives in the smaller one. The bigger one and the more prominent one, with big names that I don't have to drop at all, all live at the other one. And so they were trying to get us to go there, and we just, no.
Yeah.
And so then they watched my husband, how he works, and just the flavors that he was putting out and how he loved to work with the people. And they texted him an offer, and we looked at it. We said, well, we're moving to the desert. We're leaving the beach and we're moving to the desert. So we moved to the Palm Springs area, and our life has not been the same since. I mean, he's runs the sushi program for several of the Discoveryland properties in Cabo San Lucas, and there's many other ones that they kind of now every club since he's joined, they all make sure that they have a sushi restaurant within the club.
Nice.
So not just serving it. And
Right.
so
That's so great.
It's so great because his standards, he's been a chef for 30 years, and his standards are so big. Now, and it's funny because him being very SoCal Japanese, I should say, like we're fun or whatever, but he's very, very zen, very sweet. I'm Italian and Ukrainian, so I'm not the quiet one of the family. And so, I've been cooking since I was 5 years old. And so I'll be like, let's try this. Let's do this. So I was already traveling to Baja California for 25, 30 years, several times a year. So the fact that they had clubs already, I got to introduce him to my Cabo. And I'm friends with tons of restaurateurs there and chefs there. And I'm very into what's the new and the now. When people say, oh, I've done Cabo, that's so, commercial. I'm like, well, have you been to El Roberto? They're like, no. I'm like, have you been to Matate? They're like, no. I'm like, then you don't know Cabo, do you?
Right.
And that. So we kind of tied our love of travel into the bites that he was doing. So we might do like something with like lime and cilantro or something like that, where it still is very fresh and very fun and very organic and very of the land, I guess. But yet it's still not covered up. It still is enhancing the fish that's being featured.
Right.
So it's been a really fun partnership that he and I have.
I love that. So somehow this idea came to do the Chef Wives Club.
Yes.
Chef Wives Club.
So
you're a chef wife.
I am a chef wife. And the very first question, I would say 8 out of 10 times, for sure, is kind of like what you guys said. Oh my gosh, you must get to he must cook for you every day.
Right.
I'm like, well, he works 15 hours a day.
So you
and he
probably don't
doesn't
see him
have
very
Valentine's
much.
Day or Christmas or Thanksgiving or anything off.
Yeah.
So who's really got the funner thing?
Yeah.
Right.
So when we first started dating, I realized this relationship is not going to work unless I'm okay with having dinner at 12 o'clock at night if I want to eat with my husband,
Right.
or
Right.
my boyfriend at the time, or my
Right.
fiance when he turned into that. And I love cooking. Now, so it was funny when I started it as like a farce, just like a funny thing, because of just almost like a myth buster of like, no, he doesn't cook. Yes, these are all my dishes, not any of his dishes.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I actually do have knife skills. These kind of, well, I mean, they've tuned up a lot from him. I'm not gonna lie. Like his knife skills are sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Sexy knife skills.
I mean, I'm saying, there's a reason why there's more cooking shows than there are rock star shows. I mean, there are more groupies for chefs out there
It's
than they
true.
are. I mean,
Really?
oh my gosh,
Wow.
yes. If you notice, like there was a time, like in maybe about 15 years ago, there was all those rock star shows. Where did they go? Like,
Yeah.
And now
Right.
all of a sudden, like every channel has a cooking, competition.
Right.
They are the new rock stars. But it takes a strong woman to like reel them in, make their head a little bit smaller so they can fit through the door, like control their ego a little bit, because because people are pumping it up a lot. And so it was funny when all of a sudden Emerald Lagasse's wife is following me, Ludo from LA's wife is following me, Chrissy, we become friends. Like Ludo comes running up to me saying hello. Like we go to events and people told him, they're like, wait, you're Chef Wives Club husband, huh? And I'm like, oh, funny. And that's great. It was great. And that did feel good that day.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chef Greg. So, but it was interesting because it's such a sorority that only chef wives understand what we go through.
Right.
And so it really started out as a joke. And then, but I've been throwing parties since the second I moved out when I was 18 years old. I've been, and doing it like a budget. When my mom would always say when I first moved out, you don't need to serve shrimp at a poker party, Victoria. I'm like, yes, I do. And this is what we're doing. Right. But I think that especially now with blogging and social media and everything, all these kids are moving out that they want to do something big, but they don't have the funds. And then you have the older generation, like my mom or any of my friends or whatever, that have the palate, but they don't have the skills on how to reinvent how they were cooking something.
Right.
Like my mom was still, steaming Brussels sprouts. Like, no, there was that whole I don't like that. I'm like, well, you don't like that because of how you were taught how to prepare it.
Right.
And so I think that
Brussels sprouts is a great example.
It's a huge example.
Because I hated steamed Brussels sprouts.
Exactly.
But oh my God, you what is that called?
You char it, you fry it, you roast it.
With a little balsamic
vinegar on it.
I'm getting hungry.
And you know what? And put and then get we all do bacon or pancetta. Step up your bacon to pancetta. Step it up and put some walnuts on top of that. Put some, some jalapeno vinaigrette with some pomegranate seeds on top of that. All of a sudden, these little bland, mushy, smelly vegetables are now what you crave daily.
Right.
And it's so interesting. It's just those little tips. And I get messages all the time saying, oh my gosh, I never thought to roast a radish, and now that's all I do is roast radishes.
Wow.
And people are like, wait, roasted radishes? I'm like, it's a root vegetable. Don't you roast all your other root vegetables?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? And put a little bit of some ghost chili salt, and I swear by Trader Joe's 21 spicing salute.
Oh.
It's like your go-to.
I'm writing that down.
Write that down.
21, what is it?
21 spicing salute. It is there's no salt in it. It's perfect. You could, and that's another thing that I'm working with people of I'm trying to watch my salt intake. I'm trying to watch, dietary restrictions. And so many times people are so set and focus on this is a recipe, you need to do this, or a lot of shows were kind of like that. And I say, you know what, my husband's allergic to cow. I know, it's crazy. So we don't do cow, but you know what? We do sheep and goat cheese. We do a lot of pork things. I have friends that own pigs as pets. So am I going to tell them to do something with pancetta? Heck no. Yeah. But let me switch that out for maybe some hearty mushrooms that could work in the same kind of way. It's all to your interpretation, but unless somebody tells you, you can A, make a mistake, and B, change it up to your dietary.
Right.
You wouldn't think that, that's it, I can't do that recipe.
Right.
So this is where the whole Chef Wives Club really, all those factors, I know this is a long kind of background of this, but this is where all of these, I saw that there was such a need for this.
Yeah.
There was such a, when my DMs are full of questions every week, I realize I'm here to help. I am your friend in the kitchen.
Right.
I'm holding your hand, and let me help you out with this because you really could do this. I promise you.
I love that.
Then you have those other people I only have 30 minutes. I'm like, well, it's going to take you 10, so I have a cocktail for the rest of the 20 minutes. And then you go.
I love that. That's the way I like to cook.
Hey y'all, it's Jason from Tubbs Coffee Roasters. We are North Idaho's specialty coffee roaster. We are homegrown and we are local. We love coffee and we love our community, especially Allie and Callie in ArtCast. We have a retail space in our roastery in Hayden, and we can also be found on the shelves at Super One and Yolks. And if you like to buy coffee online, we do offer subscriptions. You can find us at tubbscoffeeroasters.com. Support arts and culture and your local roaster. That's all.
So our culture here in Idaho, our foodie culture, what do we have? We have
Huckleberries.
rhubarb. What else?
Well, we have lots of cherries and apples.
And garlic scapes. You guys have garlic scapes.
Okay.
That's right.
So
Well, tell us about your favorite recipes and what you do when you go to an area.
I have no clue what the heck these things are.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I think the first time I went to a farmer's market, that did happen. My dad always loved rhubarb, and that was always something. And I love my father, and he always loved like a rhubarb crumble type of thing. And I'm like, I don't even know what that even looks like. Like, what is that? Because we're living on the beaches in Southern California, like we don't have rhubarb. And then I remember going to the farmer's market, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And they're like, well, that's a garlic scape. I'm like, what's a garlic scape? And they're like, you don't know what a garlic scape? No. And it's funny because I told a lot of people at home, have you heard of they're like, what's a garlic scape? I mean, it's and that is where you just realize, okay, now I want to play with this thing. Now I want to get into this. And so last year I did this beautiful, beautiful dessert. It was a going away dinner for us. And I said, I will bring dessert. And it was a rhubarb and berry galette, which is one of the most easy things to make and one of the most impressive things to bring to any place.
I love
a galette?
That. Yeah.
I mean, so a galette is kind of like a pastry of sorts. So for the viewers that can't see, I am showing them my galette.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So it looks like a fruit pizza baguette.
It would be like a fruit pizza. Let's just call it
a fruit pizza. Okay.
Oh my God.
Maybe you can send me the picture.
Okay, that's
and
like
I can
the
put it in
dumbed down
our Facebook
version.
page.
Just went, not that.
You know what, people? I'm Italian. I'm calling it fruit pizza.
I'm just
Deal with
dumbing it down. Sorry, people, but
No,
oh my
no,
God, it looks
but-
delicious.
And now I did because I love to bring my love of Mexico. So I did it with a churro crust. A lot of times instead it's folded over and into. It's very rustic. It's not supposed to be pretty. It's supposed to just be delicious. So literally I went to the market, got some local rhubarb, which I was like, wow, this cuts like a celery.
Yeah.
Who knew? I had no clue. So I'm cutting this beautiful thing, putting it in a pot with local berries, lots of lemon juice, a little bit of some like honey as opposed to sugar.
Yeah.
I like to use honey or agave because it's more natural.
Right.
And you guys have so many great honey farms up here.
Yes,
I mean,
we do.
why not use that instead? Let that kind of marry itself for just a little bit. Spread it out over top of dough that literally buy it at Trader Joe's. Get yourself a pizza dough. You're not Superwoman. You don't need to make your own dough.
Amen,
All right?
sister.
Like, I mean,
amen.
until I'm given a cape and a superpower, I don't need to do everything.
Right.
Okay. So you don't be that. But you'll look like Superwoman when you present this like this. And so and literally just bake it in the oven until it looks good. It's bubbly. The crust is hard. Sprinkle it with a little fresh chopped mint. Boom, done. That is it.
Yum.
And it is so good. The rhubarb that you have here, or the fresh, huckleberries that are here, and you just think, gosh, you have so many things at your fingertips, and they're just delicious. And really, I mean, putting everything in a pot and then putting on that again. 5 minutes of work on your end.
Yeah, not so bad.
But like the pot's doing half it and the oven's doing the other half.
Right.
Like, it really is nothing.
We've got the farmer's market on Wednesday, the one in
Saturday.
Hayden on
I love
Saturday.
the Hayden one on Saturday. I love the one on, then just go to Live at 5 after, drop it off in your car on your way
Exactly.
in.
Exactly.
And, it's just, the city makes it so good. There's a great local magazine called Edible Northwest. They have
I've
a
seen
listing of every farmer's market from here,
Love it.
up all the way to Spirit Lake, through Spokane. I think it even goes down to Harrison. So I mean, they really spread it out of where are you at and what day do you want to go.
Right.
You know, and I mean, really, and they're there for you.
Right.
So-
You've just reminded me, the Liberty Lake Market, that farmer's market, is one of my favorites.
See, I've been wanting to go. And then Perry Street is a great market. I mean, they
yeah.
probably have about 30 different vendors out that way. So, you know, if you're heading, like my husband and I actually, we played in downtown Spokane on Thursday, which is the night that Perry Street happens. And so it was just kind of nice, like go run around in downtown or rent bikes around here. Like it's everything is not really that far.
Right.
It seems as if most of the freeway and the highway construction is done, so it's easy to get around
Yeah,
a
right.
little bit more.
Yeah,
than
right.
here
A little
I've
bit better.
seen.
I think you're right.
Most of it, knock on wood.
And
yeah.
so, you know, it's nice. And if you've never gone, it's so funny that people think, oh, I forgot about the Saturday markets in Hayden. I mean, that's the most enchanting market. I mean, for being here, I mean, every booth has these beautiful, just nicely, like, hand-built wooden booths, you know, and they have
Right.
I don't know, okay, you guys, I don't know how to say it, the Ebersco, how do you pronounce that dessert with the...
Abelskieber.
You see anybody that knows,
No.
write in
Yeah,
and make a
call us.
comment on this podcast.
Yeah. And please,
How do you pronounce
phonetically,
the
please spell it out for us.
So they have, you know, fresh ones that are done there at that market, and they have
Yeah.
live music there, and it's just lovely.
Yeah.
It is lovely.
So
You're
what
right.
are your... So if I had out-of-town guests come in, what would be one of your favorite restaurants for some unique dining?
Okay, well, as somebody that has a concierge hospitality background, I would say, who are your guests and what day are you going?
Okay,
Oh,
let's
right.
let's go on a midweek.
Okay, so I'm gonna do 3 different choices.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, let's do this.
One, if they're local and they've never been here, but you've got like maybe during the day, I would rent, and I don't know the name, I'm so sorry, but you can rent them over here. They have 3 different locations. They look like bumper cars, and they've got a barbecue in the center with a canopy over top. Rent the bumper car barbecue boats.
How fun.
How fun, right?
On the lake?
On the lake. So it fits about maybe 5 or 6 people, so not that much. But you can always rent 5 of them or 3 of them or whatever.
Right.
It's like this, it's a round bumper car like boat.
How fun.
It's got a canopy that is over top of you, and it's got a barbecue in the center. So you
Jeez.
bring your barbecue, you bring little cocktails, and they have 3 different locations. So they have it on Hayden, they have it on Coeur d'Alene, which we all know should probably not doing a little bumper car barbecue on Hayden Lake. It's a little too cray. So, but their 3rd location is Fernan. So why would you not go in Fernan? There's no boats
Because
on
it's
there.
so
Nobody's
quiet.
ever there.
Yeah.
So quiet. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful. Fernan Lake is gorgeous.
I love
know.
Fernand.
I mean, it's such a hidden gem.
Yeah.
But you're
I
not
know.
in the water. You're not in the water, so don't worry about any, you know, any sort of, you know,
little bugs.
I want to check that out.
Yeah, so that's great.
Yeah.
I love Tony's on the Water. Tony's
I
on the
love
water is just, it's a one-stop, you know, very local, very family-owned. It's rustic. I mean, you never know who's going to walk in. I
Right.
mean, if you want to probably see celebrities that you know come up here, go to Tony's. They're probably there at any given time. They're so accommodating. They have a great wine list. They have great sommeliers. They have, you know, they're just a good. I went the other night and had the best bolognese. Oh, just so good. And I love places like I love Izzy's in Midtown.
That
I
is
haven't
good.
been there yet.
It is good. The
love-
comfort.
Really?
It's comfort food. They're no joke.
They're no joke. She is so good. She's so sweet. She came up. I discovered them last year. You know, they're in. For anybody that knows, they are right there on in Midtown on 4th, where the old 10-6 place used to be.
Right.
Yep.
And they're so good. Their shrimp and grits are amazing.
I love shrimp and
Talk about
grits.
it is Izzy's. I think it's like Southern Kitchen or
Yep. Southern comfort
so
food.
Southern comfort
good-
food.
Such a good Southern
Right.
comfort food.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
And I'm also also very, very impressed, going up to in the Hayden area, like right off Lancaster and 95. There's that whole new shopping center. You've got the Bee's Knees Whiskey Bar. That's
cool.
Amazing. And then you also have the breakfast place.
Nadine.
Bells.
Oh, Bells.
Oh, no, Bells.
Bells. They are.
We'll get to
so
Nadine.
Yeah.
So
I was like Bells, Nadine's. I can't
yeah,
remember
no,
which one.
Bells. I love Bells.
Bells is awesome.
Bells is awesome. I mean, they're just, and I love the porch. And I know the porch is also part of Moontime. So sorry, people. I like the porch over Moontime.
I do too.
I love
And I
them.
live right by Moontime.
Is that funny? Now, they took my favorite, just for you guys in the know, and tell them Chef Wives Club told you. You could take the French dip.
I love it.
And tell them make it with turkey instead.
Oh.
Yeah. No mayonnaise, because it really takes away from the whole dip. Like, take
Yeah.
the mayonnaise off that gosh dang sandwich.
Yeah.
Just and the porch will toast the bun, because if you're going to make a dip, it should be toasted.
Yeah.
I mean, let's,
Yeah.
But do it with turkey instead. It'll be your favorite sandwich in the whole place. And it's
Wow.
like, that's definitely an off the menu Chef Wives Club in the know
Tip.
kind of like
Right.
live
Love it.
like a local. You know?
Right.
Victoria said.
Victoria
Wow.
said.
Well, I agree with you about Tony's. One of my favorite things to do in the summertime is be on somebody's boat and go,
Yes.
because we don't have a boat, but go take the boat to Tony.
I
Dock, go have dinner,
Yep.
and then go back out on the boat.
That's how we were introduced
Let's
to
do
it.
that.
I-
Can we get your boat out?
Yeah, where is my boat?
Where is your boat? I mean, and
I have
we
my
need to
boat.
get a baby little lifesaver preserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
You know,
baby.
I mean, the younger you introduce children to food and culture, the better they're going to be, and the
Absolutely.
world grows much
Eat
faster.
everything.
Yeah.
I know.
Eat everything, explore
Try
everything,
everything.
and they're just smarter for it.
Yeah.
You know, the one of the smartest things, well, I don't know how smart it was, but the funnest things that my husband and I did with the kids is I had gotten a gift certificate to go to the old Momiji's. It was a sushi place, a Japanese restaurant in Post Falls, and they had good sushi. But I was poor, and when you take the kids out, you don't want them
To not eat their food. And
right. So
waste money.
Right.
we had
Blah, blah,
this
blah.
gift certificate for $100, and I'm like, you know what? Order whatever you want.
Oh, I
And
love
they
that.
did, and they, to this day, the unagi is their favorite.
I love that.
And my son will occasionally take a little ball of wasabi and eat it.
Yeah.
Because he is crazy.
Crazy man. Yeah.
He's my type of person.
Right. But I love that because
The fact that they weren't scared of eel.
Yeah.
I love it. Kids. It's just like racism or whatever. They don't know what they don't know.
Yeah. Right.
So until they're taught, like it's funny. We were talking about this just last night. Of, oh, you could try it, but I don't know if you're gonna like it. I was just
don't
Right.
put
give them
your
that.
affliction
Yeah.
on the child. Like, don't make a face. Don't put your thought. I was just at a Spanish wine tasting last
Unless
night.
they're eating dog poop in the yard, then you can make a face.
True.
I would say
True.
that is.
But I
Don't
mean,
need that. Yes.
but who served it to them?
True. There is that. You were at a Spanish wine tasting.
Oh no! So and that was one of the things that they were asking of, like, of introducing kids to wine. So, or I mean, not to wine. Whew.
Well, I like that idea.
In Europe, just say no. I'm joking. They won't be so drunk at 15, I guess. No, but it was funny because they just really, really open up to so many things when you don't put a limit.
Right.
Yeah.
I think unless it's dog poop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there should be a limit on
Yeah,
dog.
that's
There should.
Yeah, and
I mean,
cat
is it the
food.
crunchy kind or
Yeah.
the soft?
See, my little sister, when she was little, she would sit. We could hear her crunching, and my mom go, "Shannon, get out of the cat food." She would just eat the cat
how-
food.
Oh, gross.
She was like 2 or 3, and
Oh,
she'd
boy.
be like, "No." It was just weird.
Hey ladies, have you heard about NIA yet? Hi, I'm Marilee Wallace. I'm a proud board member of the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance and owner of NIA. That's short for the North Idaho Alliance. We specialize in leadership development specifically focused in connecting women to programs and workshops and the network to educate, empower, and enrich their lives. Our goal is to make positive impacts in our community while helping other women in North Idaho succeed. Next up is our Women of Impact Leadership Roundtable series and our Women with Cool Jobs event. Those are both kicking off in the fall, so I hope you'll look us up. You can find us on Facebook at Women of Impact CDA or just give us a call at 208-660-1557. Go out and make it an impactful day.
So where you've been in Coeur d'Alene the past 8 years on and off, but you travel a lot.
I do.
So where do you go? I'm jealous because I know I'm going to Italy next year for my 60th birthday.
That's exciting.
So I assume you've been to Italy.
Okay, no.
You haven't? Oh man,
I want to go. But
That'll be the bucket list.
That's on the bucket list.
It is, and it is. And my husband keeps on wanting to bring me there. Where I'm like, I feel like I have other places I want to go. Like,
well, that's
in a sense where
okay.
I'm like, I want to go to Portugal maybe first before there. You know?
yeah,
and
sure.
I want to go to. I really want to go everywhere. Like
I know. Wouldn't it be great to
not
have-
say no to
Anywhere.
place.
Yeah.
And it's funny because people, you have those travelers, and I really hope that they open their mind even more so, just like opening up a baby's mind to food, of there's good and bad of every place.
Absolutely.
But every time I travel, I'm like, I can live here. I can live here everywhere.
yeah.
Like, I'm like, we're in the sticks. I'm like, I can live here.
Right.
We're in the downtown ghetto. I see the love of this. So it just, there's so many great places. So we've been coming up here for the past 8 years in the summer. And last year on our way home was so wonderful. We took the longest drive back to Southern California. We went to Seattle and we went to Eugene, Oregon, and we went to the Central Coast. We went to San Francisco. We went to Monterey, and we went to San Ynez, to the wine country. And there's just so many. I mean, and whenever I travel, my rule that my husband will say is, I need to have shellfish every day, because that's my gig. I don't know. I just want shellfish. I want crab. I want lobster. I want shrimp. I want it in abundance, because normally a lot of places we go to are just on the coast. But anyway, doesn't that just say like carefree vacation to you regardless?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
I don't care if it's a crab cake. I don't care if it's a vendor off the street. Like, it just is so good.
Yeah.
So when we leave here, we go to Baja. So we're going to Baja after this, and where we do a lot of free diving at this beautiful natural archipelago that's in the Sea of Cortez. And we go with some really good friends on this beautiful catamaran, and we just have a great day with that. But
fun.
down there in Baja, and I'm going to say Baja because it's very different than the mainland Mexico.
Right.
And the terrain is different, the weather is different.
Yeah.
It's just, it's very, it's like a desert.
Right.
But it's just their outlook on growing vegetables and their orchards and their way of growing has been organic forever. Wow. You don't have like the Monsanto doing, chem spraying over top of things and making an organic farm turn all of a sudden non-organic anymore. And so what's been happening down there in probably the past 5 years has been a love of making an orchard a destination and making it being a tourist spot almost. I would have to give it to Flora Farms in San Jose del Cabo, which Cabo San Lucas and San Jose del Cabo are what make up Los Cabos. So whenever you see the word Los Cabos, it's because there's two of them.
Right.
And then there's about a 12-mile corridor in between. And then you could go up, if you go up the Pacific, then you go to Todos Santos.
Which I've been to, and I love
Todos Santos.
And I love them bringing the fish right on the beach, and we go down there and buy it and go take it.
I mean, if you love fish, anywhere in Baja is that place to go for fish. I mean, it's, they don't, and again, they don't put sauces. You don't have all this like ranchero sauce and this and that. Like, that's, I don't know where they got that. That's maybe Americanized Mexican food, maybe. Where it's like, what did you catch? Let's grill it up right here. Let's put a little salt and pepper, a little lime, a little sea salt. Boom, done. Here you go.
Yeah.
You know, and it is just the best thing you've ever tasted. When you go to the marinas and you see 7 flags on a boat, that means that they caught 7 different type of species of fish that day.
Right.
And you are just like, oh my God, I'm just so excited to have, wahoo or hamachi or, just all these amazing fish. And I mean, the rock shrimp and
when we were there, I actually have a video of the boats. They just drive right up onto the beach.
Did you?
Then they put their table out right beside the fishing boat.
Yeah.
And they start chopping, and they sell right off the boat.
I love it.
It's the coolest.
It's the coolest.
I could live there.
I tell my husband I want to live there every day. I'm like, when are we moving to Mexico? When are we moving? Like, and so just a weekend house or whatever.
Yeah.
But
getaway.
It's interesting because it just is so good. So there's a place called Flora Farms that started doing that. They have about a ton of different acres there, and now they did like a co-op orchard there as well. But they have live music and they have cooking classes, and in the middle of an orchard where people had so much fun. It wasn't the crazy, a senior frog kind of thing that everybody thinks about. I'm going to hang upside down and do a shot of whatever.
Yeah.
Head shaking up. Like, no, that is not the Mexico that is.
No.
And so many places are doing that. There's a place called El Huerto that means the orchard, and they have right above downtown Cabo San Lucas is this beautiful 40-acre place, and on Saturday nights they have all the bistro lights out, and they have all these different vendors, and you have lovely live music, and you're walking around with a glass of wine, and amongst the orchards, and you just are like, this is enchanting. Like, this is what I want to feel. It's heaven.
Yeah.
And it's for them to really showcase like all the like you were saying, like the local produce that is indigenous, or that they've done something so magical with those ingredients.
Right.
And it's just so wonderful. So that's our next stop after we leave here.
Nice.
And then we some other great places I've seen some great things like that is St. Lucia, down in the Caribbean. That's another place where right on the water we saw this boat coming up. It was filled with fruit up and over the top. There was one man just cruising the shoreline, and you swum out to him if you wanted some fruit. I mean,
Oh my goodness.
it was amazing. And in the crystal blue waters, and those are the kind of places like, go eat the fruit.
Right.
Go stop at that little stand. I have a client that right now that I'm helping her with her Oahu trip, and I said there's a corn stand right on the side of the road. If the awnings are up and the flag is out, stop. Like, you need to go there. You will taste, and it's owned by a family. She'll make you eat it raw, and it will be the best corn you've ever had. Like,
wow.
So I encourage you, stop, eat go eat a taco off a taco stand.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to tell you, you said you hadn't been to Italy, and it's not a high priority right now, but I want to tell you about the Bari area, which is the heel of the boot in Italy. It's not the normal destination for people who go to Italy, but I will tell you that it is absolutely amazing food country. Because all the little masserias that are within the olive groves have restaurants, and they're all farm to table,
exactly,
or
yum, yum.
Sea to table.
Right.
We did a 6-day bicycle tour, my sister, my mom, and I, and we went from masseria to masseria, and I have never eaten such amazing food, and you would love it there.
And it's funny, people think, you're going to gain a lot. Like, no, you walk everywhere,
right?
And you ride your bike. Like I did New Orleans for 6 days, same thing. Where I'm like, I lost 10 pounds.
Right.
You know, and I was eating, you know,
Beignets.
Yeah, beignets and rabbit and this and that. And, you know, those exactly, which, well, hopefully we'll have a Chef Wives Club Part 2 where we could talk about winery stops. Because that is another thing.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, hoping that I could bring some of these lovely ladies some homemade Chef Wives Club dishes.
Oh, yes.
I love
think.
that. Maybe
I
you
think-
can help us. We should have a Allie and Callie in the kitchen with Victoria.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I
got goosebumps.
I did too.
We gotta do
fun.
that.
That would be really
That would
fun.
be so fun.
So y'all have to leave a comment if you want to see that.
Right.
We are definitely all in.
We're
I'm
in
still
it.
here for another 2 months, and I think Allie and Callie in the kitchen just sounds like a
It sounds
show
fun.
style
Oh,
right
it would
there.
be wonderful.
That one we'd have to film.
There might be some wine involved, though.
Oh,
so, you know,
for sure.
21 and over, please.
We won't say.
Right, you
we
can't
won't
eat
say
good
no.
food without good wine.
Oh my God, we'd have so much fun. And I love food. Oh my God, and I love cooking. I do.
Right.
Oh my God.
Well, I know that your website is almost ready.
In the works.
Yes.
And that will
Very
be
exciting.
What,
Thank you.
chefwivesclub.com.
ChefWivesClub.com. On the domain, it's getting ready. It's looking beautiful.
Oh, that's exciting.
Can't wait. Social media.
Social
But
media.
social media for sure. I mean,
Facebook.
Instagram, you're going to see most everything, and really all my day-to-days, all the parties, all the, you know, there's a lot
lovely
of
food
there's a lot
pictures.
of saved tips and recipes that are easy to find, and it's very easy to direct message me on there.
Oh,
Ask me
perfect.
anything. I will always answer everybody, even the ones that are trying to hit on me. I've answered them too. It's okay.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so Instagram, Facebook, you know, definitely come hit me up. And you ladies, this has been wonderful.
Oh, I
It's
love
really
it.
having you
So
there.
nice to meet
so
you.
fun.
We're gonna have fun in the kitchen
Yep. Who doesn't love food?
and wine and
and wine
oh
and
my
good
God.
conversation.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you again for
Yes.
being here.
Thank you.
It's a delight.
And congratulations again.
oh, thanks.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
You know, Grandma.
Grandma Callie.
I know, it's
I'm
crazy.
Grandma Allie.
And I'm Grandma Callie. and whatever you do today, make sure you have a really good glass of wine and a yummy meal, and be creative.
The Allie and Callie Artcast is a program of the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance and is sponsored by NIA, North Idaho Alliance, a woman-based leadership organization designed to inspire, uplift, and impact your community and lives. And Tubbs Coffee Roasters, globally sourced, locally roasted coffee.